Now, little did we think we were going to get a Halloween Horror Nights 30 announcement in, what is it, October of 2020? Yeah, we have our first official Halloween Horror Nights 30 announcement for next year, 2021. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to SoCal Exploring. My name is Scott, and you're watching your stop for all things theme park and attraction related. If you guys are new here, make sure you're subscribed with those bell notifications on, because you don't want to miss a video related to theme parks or haunts like the one that you're watching right now. Make sure to check us out on social media at SoCal Exploring Media on Instagram and at SoCal Exploring on Twitter. And we do have an official merchandise shop where you can purchase a t-shirt, a sweater, a sticker, a magnet, whatever you'd like. It's all on that TeePublic merchandise shop, link down below in the description. We have tons of cool designs. I actually just put up a new design with our new rebranded SoCal Exploring logo, kind of modernized it up a little bit. So if you want to purchase some official stuff from that, make sure to click the link down below in the description. All the support truly means a lot to all of us here at SoCal Exploring. But yeah, Puppet Theater Captive Audience will be coming to Halloween Horror Nights 30 in 2021 to Universal Studios Florida officially. Now, this kind of came to a surprise to everybody, and I want to give a huge shout out to my good friend Justin from HHN Mannix, because he noticed this first on Peacock TV, that they put a kind of behind the scenes promo of Puppet Theater on the Peacock TV app. Now, once it was on Peacock TV, they removed it within like 30 minutes so people couldn't watch it, but all of us kind of knew, like, okay, Puppet Theater's coming, because they obviously leaked it themselves and they're giving a behind the scenes look at it. And now today, Universal Orlando Resort actually publicly released that video on their YouTube channel, and I'll leave a link down below in the description for you guys to watch the full video. It's called Behind the Scenes of Halloween Horror Nights, hashtag HHN Forever, where they go behind the scenes and give us a sneak peek of the Puppet Theater house. And you know, you gotta wonder, is it the reasoning because they leaked it accidentally that they released this video on YouTube? Did they have plans to release it later on, like in January of next year? Or did they actually have plans to release it this day that we're watching the video? Who knows? Only Universal knows, but the best part about it is we officially have a house announcement. Now, I'm gonna let Michael Aiello and Greg Nicotero take away the storyline for you guys, and Charles Gray, can't forget about him. I'm gonna let them explain the storyline for you guys in the behind the scenes Halloween Horror Nights video right now.
So Charles, we're really excited to experience this. Where are we?
We are in the Grandeur Theater in San Francisco, turn of the century 1900s. This place has collapsed. And inside, this puppet troupe, Pesky's puppet troupe from the Eastern European era, has come in to set up shop. Right as they were exiting, the Gurian Ballet was also here. So these two groups have been, and some patrons and stuff. When this collapsed, they're all trapped. They all start losing their mind, and the puppet troupe begins taking the patrons, cutting them up, turning them into puppets.
Now, I watched this full video, and you know, you really do get a sneak peek at the house. You almost see practically, I'd say you see like 70% of the house. Now, keep in mind, I haven't been through it, so I don't know how much of it is actually in that mini documentary. One thing that I really like is, you know, puppets are a thing that not a lot of people expect to be afraid of, but then there are those select few people that are terrified of them. With Not Scary Farm over on my coast in the West Coast, they had a maze called Pinocchio Unstrung, and this was very catered to like puppets and such, and this is kind of what that reminds me of. Now, nowhere near are they the same story, nowhere near are they the same plot or anything like that, but that's just the kind of feel that I get when watching this house sneak peek. I'm excited that we're going to get to experience something that we typically wouldn't experience at a traditional Halloween Horror Nights haunted house experience. We're going to experience something more along the lines of a traditional haunt. And you know, Universal Orlando in specific always does these original houses, but I don't know, there's just something about those original houses that feels like tied in to Universal Orlando. For example, Revenge of the Tooth Fairy, like that just feels like it belongs to Universal Orlando. There's one scene in particular where they walk into it and you can like see the theater, because the whole house is based in a San Francisco theater, and it's like, yeah, huge room. And I'm super excited to see that room because that room looks absolutely massive. Hopefully they have scare actors up on the theater scaring guests, and hopefully there's scare actors jumping out from every single corner of that theater. But then who knows, maybe there could be a big scene where we have someone like hanging from above, jumping around like side to side. We don't know quite yet. All we know is that that room is absolutely massive and looks super impressive at the level of detail that was put into it. And now the house itself looks 100% done. It looks like they don't need to put anything more into it. It looks like it was prepared for HHN 30 this year. However, as we all know, due to COVID, HHN 30 has been postponed until HHN 2021. And for those of you guys who still don't get the difference, HHN 30 is Orlando because they count with the consecutive anniversary years, and it's coming up on their 30th anniversary. And that's why HHN Hollywood doesn't count their consecutive years, because as we know, they had that like 6-year hiatus. And I really like the name, Puppet Theater Captive Audience. That sounds so sadistic and crazy. I don't know, it sounds super creepy. Now as we watch this documentary, we can see Greg Nicotero and Mike Aiello showing us some of the different costumes and the characters and their masks, and a lot of them look fairly scary and will get a good jump out of you. And that makes me all the more excited for it, really. I think Puppet Theater is going to be a great house. I think that this has tons of detail from what we can already see. And I don't know, maybe it'll be in my top 5 houses, or maybe it'll be at the bottom and maybe it'll disappoint. We don't know until we actually walk through it next year. However, hopefully this means that they'll start doing announcements a little bit more like this, where they kind of release a behind the scenes video behind it, at least for original houses. I get it if they're not going to do that for IPs, but hopefully they do it for original houses where they kind of announce them like this. But that's just crossing our fingers and hoping that that happens. I don't know if this is just a one-time thing, or maybe we'll get it for another house. Maybe they'll release one for Universal Monsters and Revenge of the Tooth Fairy, even though we've already experienced those. I don't know. I'm curious to see what happens next, and I'm just extremely excited that we already have our first Halloween Horror Nights announcement for 2021 in Orlando. That is exciting stuff. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys think that Puppet Theater is going to be a great house, or do you think it's just going to be a meh house? Let us know down in the comments section below. But that does it for today's video. If you guys are new here, make sure you're subscribed with those bell notifications on. My name is Scott. You've been watching SoCal Exploring. Positivity is key. And most importantly, remember to keep exploring. Peace out, everybody.